Yo, welcome back to the Smart Money Bootcamp. My name is Oz from OzFx, and today I finally have the What is Wyckoff Part 2 video. And if you watched the last Wyckoff video, I said that the next one was going to be about how to utilize it. In the first video, I gave you all the information that I believed was important. Sorry, there are actually fire trucks outside right now, so if you hear that, I apologize. But I gave you all the information that I believe that you need to understand Wyckoff and to use Wyckoff, but I didn't really show you how to use it because I told you that if you're gonna try and use Wyckoff, not to just come to your charts and start looking for Wyckoff. Don't just be like, where's the Wyckoff? There's a specific time when you should use Wyckoff, right? And so first, I'm gonna draw you an example here of how I use it. Okay, and now what we're gonna do is say we have a bullish market, right? And so say price is consolidating, and say it breaks out, say it does this again, say it breaks out again, and then say it comes down here and consolidates again, right? And then say it comes back up here, breaks structure again. So we clearly have a bullish trend right here. It's making higher highs and higher lows, consolidations in between, but it's breaking structure to the upside, right? So how do I use Wyckoff, and how do I believe that you should use Wyckoff instead of just looking at this chart right here and being like, oh, is this Wyckoff? Is this Wyckoff? It doesn't matter, because you can really only take advantage of Wyckoff when it's happening and shortly after the breakout. Okay, the way you use Wyckoff is as a confirmation. We're going to go into confirmation entries here very shortly in a video down the road, but Wyckoff is a form of a confirmation entry. And so the way that I use Wyckoff is, what you need to use Wyckoff first is you need to know the trend, right? So first is trend, and then you need to know where is your point of interest? Where is my POI? Okay, and then 3, this is where you use Wyckoff to confirm. So we're just going to put this over here just so that you remember that, so that you can see it the entire video and ingrain it into your mind. But alright, so if I'm looking at this chart here, there is a couple things that I could look at. Okay, so I'm going to say that there was an order block here. I'm just going to draw out this gray box is my order block, or in other words, a point of interest. There could be an imbalance above it, but we're just going to play off of the order block right now. There's also the chance of an order block down here, right? And so this is where Wyckoff can come in handy. You got 2 different points of interest, and instead of just doing this and setting an order here like this, just like this before you get any kind of confirmation, especially since this is equal lows right here and there's also a point of interest below it, instead of just setting your order here, what you can do is you can set an alarm right above it, and then when it gets to your point of interest, you watch it and you wait for Wyckoff. That's literally it. That's the secret. That's how I use it. It's not a secret, but that's how I use it, and that's how I believe Wyckoff should be used. You don't just open the chart and look for Wyckoff. Okay, so basically, if the chart's coming down, or if price is coming down like this, which you're going to want it to flag down. You don't want it to just drive down to your price. I mean, to your point of interest. So then it comes into your point of interest right here. So say you get a move up, it never breaks this high, and it just comes through it, right? You saved yourself from a losing trade if you were looking for Wyckoff, okay? Or price could do something like this. Price comes down slowly and flagging down again. And then, so say it comes and does one of these numbers. Maybe creates a little pause right there. That could be your preliminary support, okay? And then it comes in. After it makes this preliminary support, it makes a selling climax, okay? And then it makes an AR testing this preliminary support, okay? And then it makes your ST, and then it comes in here, messes around a little bit, makes your STMB, makes your SOS, makes your spring, wiping all of this. It's okay if it wipes this out, okay? It is okay if it takes this liquidity. And that's why you don't want to just set your order right here, because this can happen. It's going to shake out early buyers, okay? So your spring happens right here, and then you clear the schematic again, and then your entry would be right here, and then off to the races. That's a Wyckoff schematic right there. Let me label it for you very quickly. So you got your PS right here, and I'm gonna do this to make this a little bit quicker. All right, so you got your AR, you got your ST. AR is automatic reaction, ST is your secondary test, and then you got your ST and B, taking out the first lows, or even just the ST, and then you got your SOS, which is your sign of strength, and then you got your spring right here, and then you got your test. This is, other words, your entry, your test / entry. You want to enter on the test, or there could be LPSs in here, but for this example, I'm not even doing that. So take a screenshot of this. This is literally how you use Wyckoff right here. You use it in conjunction with the trend, your point of interest, and then you use it as a confirmation. All right, literally, guys, that is all I need to show you for this. That's it. And here's the thing about this, okay? This does not always work. It does not. It works sometimes, but here's the thing. If Wyckoff's gonna work, then it's gonna present itself to you like this. The reason why I say it doesn't always work is because you're not always gonna have a point of interest that's gonna produce Wyckoff when it gets there. What I mean by it doesn't always work, I means it doesn't always show up in the way that you would expect it to. Or if it does show up, you might not see it, because remember I said it doesn't always look the same. And the same goes for distributions. If you were looking for this in a bearish trend, you would just look for distributions, all right? So a way that you can practice this is you want to go back in your charts, use the rewind button, and look for this phenomenon to repeat itself. It does happen. It happens on every time frame. It happens fractally, which means there's Wyckoff inside of Wyckoff. So what I mean by that is, so say you have this spring here, and you're waiting for this test. That means this spring, okay, let me get rid of this. This spring now becomes your point of interest. And when I say Wyckoff happens inside of Wyckoff, that means that on a lower time frame, say this is a 4-hour time frame, which this would be a long time for this Wyckoff schematic to play out. But if this was a 4-hour time frame, that means maybe on a 5 or a 1 minute, another little Wyckoff schematic could happen in here. And that's where I mean. You want to see what kind of structure are you in, where's your point of interest, and then you want to wait for Wyckoff in that point of interest to confirm it. All right, guys, that's literally it. That's how simple it can be. Don't overcomplicate it, okay? Just go back and test this in your charts yourself, and that's literally all I got for you guys on Wyckoff. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. That's all I got, guys. Until the next one, I will catch you later.